Awesome. We're recording. Yay. Welcome to the last Monday of September. Yay. It's like legit Christmas next month, right? I'm pretty sure they're already selling Christmas stuff in the shops. So I'm really excited tonight because we have one of our very own incredible coconuts sharing on the call tonight. I want to give a massive, massive shout out to every single one of you who's been working really hard this month, who's been consistent. You know, you jump in on team training. It's amazing to see your faces. And this beautiful lady who I've asked to share legit just got confirmed her SSC promotion today. Woohoo, really exciting. It's a beautiful Amber. So I have asked Amber because I have watched Amber just freaking kill it. Just kill it. And I know they're, you know, when you work really close with usually you work the closest with your frontline or people who are very close to your frontline because they follow you and whatnot. And I've had the privilege to work really closely with Amber and I have learned so much. And she's gone through so many challenges that I know every single one of us has encountered along our journey, at least probably like 5 times because don't we all get the same challenges that keep coming up. And I just want her to share her golden nuggets, her wisdom, what she's done, because you hear from me and Naomi all the time. And I feel like we can always learn from the people who are, you know, hitting their goals that it inspires us. So anyway, let me get the beautiful Amber pinned, unmuted. Wait there, unmuted first. Oh, you did it at the same time. There we go. You're pinned. Beautiful. Welcome. Okay, Amber, do you just want to take it away? You've got your notes there. There's already so much love coming through the chat. We have our pen and papers ready to absorb all of your goodness. Share it away. Share all the good. Share all the bad. Let us learn from all of it.
Alrighty. Well, cool. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to share today. Gosh, what a day. I do have my notes, so if I'm looking down, that's why. I've written about 3 pages, so we'll just see how we go. I guess the biggest challenge I found coming from SC to SSC is I slow tracked to SC. So I only had 3 DBFs barely when I made SC. So, and I think when you get to when you build up to SSC, you've got to have a really good team underneath you to get to that promotion. So I didn't know anything about building team, really. Like DBF is a pretty simple team member to build. And so it was all very new to me. And I think that's where the challenge laid the most, was trying to come into a leader more than anything. So I've just written down what I found I've learned along the way, I guess, and a few little challenges that I'm still, I guess, coming through as well. But when I put on team, I've put quite a lot of team very quickly. I'm trying to think in how many months. And I guess one of the biggest challenges for me was trying to find a strategy on how to build my team properly, or like, you know, try and give them the right advice or whatever. I felt really overwhelmed at times having a lot of new team at once. I think it was maybe like 4 or 5 in 1 month. And it was a really big, sorry, I'm going to get rid of my notifications. It was a really big challenge for me to try and figure out what to get people. So I think if that's the biggest advice is I know Kim's doing a page at the moment on the right advice to give your team, but have it in your mind what you want to share with your team. Like have a structure so that you're not having to think so much when you put team on. Like we've got the 7 steps guide. But to be honest, the meetings that I've had with people, you know, like they've all got different challenges in that guide. And in the end, I kind of created my own, or I skipped out little processes in it. So I had the links that I sent to people that I wanted them to watch. You know, I've sent sort of the verbiage through and, you know, just helping them start strong in those first few weeks. And I guess when it comes down to putting team on is I want to know, what did I feel like when I started? What did I want to know? What was my biggest struggle? And I think the biggest struggle for me, and we're allowed to say struggle in this one, Kim, the biggest struggle for me when I started was verbiage. I don't know if any of you guys struggle with that still now, is verbiage. Like I really, like it was such a brand new thing for me, was reaching out to people and wanting to know the right way to say things. And there is so many ways that you can say it wrong and you think you're saying it right. Like I think the biggest one for me was ending a question with, what do you think? And I can't even remember which training it was that that I watched it in. Like, I'm a bit of a training junkie, and it said, why would you end something with, what do you think? You're opening up negative and positive conversation, into that. So always ask with a positive question. What did you like best? What did you resonate with? Whatever sort of links into the way you talk. But that was the biggest thing for building my team, was that straight away I would send them a script that they could word in their way, but it was a good way for them to sort of invite people to look at their product that they were trying to offer to them, or, this is something I'm really excited about. So I'd make it an effort. It was hard at the start because it was all brand new to me, but I made it an effort every time I signed someone up. I said, okay, have a think about who you want to invite to look at the product, and I'll send you something, and then you can word it around to your verbiage, but give them keynotes on what to say. So if you do get a brand new team along, it's really helpful to help them out with the script, because I know when I first started, I was like, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm saying to people. So verbiage is the key with that one. And you guys have done Eric Warray training. He does really good verbiage training there. And I guess that's the other thing, like I was talking about training. I am a very much a training junkie. I use my car as a roaming university. I'm constantly listening to links, and I listen to the same link over and over again sometimes. And it's not one particular link. I just roam the YouTube channels, find someone that you really like listening to as well, someone that inspires you. I'm pretty much attached to Eric Warray and Linda Evenden and stuff like that. So, but definitely find something that you like listening to, and listen to it over and over. You'll pick up different stuff all the time. But I can never say it enough, is that if you're not feeling inspired, or you feel like you still, like, you can never not learn something in this business. So always, there's so much training out there for us, and the YouTube channel, the Juice Plus one, and even Team Coconuts and Hunters and Gatherers, I have them literally in my phone all the time, and I just listen to them. Building team, I guess a big one for me was that it's not about me anymore. It's not my business anymore. It's not about me. It's not about what I want. It's about my team. So, you don't have a business unless you've got a team, really. Like, if you want to build big in this business, and, when you hit SC even, like, you don't have a huge team underneath you. So it's all about, what do I need to do to get to my next promotion? What do I need to do to qualify my business this month? What do I need to do with my customers? You need to, when you sort of get a team underneath you, you need to wait. I wake up in the morning, I go, okay, what is my team doing today? What promotions are they going to hit? Just someone close to qualifying. What can I do to help that person get there? So that's one of the biggest shifts for me I've had to make in these last few months, is not thinking about myself anymore, and helping your team eventually helps you. So it's a win-win situation. And one day I might not have enough time in the day to reach out and make conversations for new customers for myself, but I spent the whole day helping my team. And you might think that it's not actually helping your business, but it is. Even though you're helping someone else's business, it's helping yours. So that's the biggest thing. It's not about you anymore. It's about helping other people. Yes, love your team where they're at. So I am a biggest one for this, actually. I have this idea, or I sign someone up to the business, I'm like, they're going to be awesome. I'm going to, they're going to rock it, whatever. And, and I'm going to try and encourage them as much as I can, or push them as much as I can in that direction. And my favourite saying at the moment is that you can't push porridge uphill, because if someone don't want to go there, they're not going to go there. As much as you want to keep, you're going to push them away, if anything. So love your team where they're at, and all that time that you spend trying to push that one person to get to that promotion, you could have spent that energy making another conversation with someone else. So that was the biggest thing. I had to, I had a few people come through my team since January this year that, they literally just hit DBF, and that was it. That's all they wanted to do. And some of them have been pulled out now, but I had to love them where they were. They didn't want to do anything with it, and that's fine. And now I just need to make new conversations and try and get a new team. and that's it. Like, and spreading, like I'm pretty wide at the moment with my business because I've just, you know, put new sort of team frontline to me to try and, you know, one of them might be a diamond and they might, you know, skyrocket into the business. You just never know. So yeah, so love them where they're at. Don't push porridge uphill. They'll hate you for it. And yeah, spend all that energy recruiting new team, not just trying to push them around. Oh, and that one, do you guys remember that training that we did, that people self-select themselves when they get to SDVF, or like even, I reckon even before that, they self-select themselves. That's kind of what I was just saying, you know, people, SDVF is kind of like the level where people hit, and then, you know, you can kind of pick the people that are going to succeed from there. So they self-select, you know, you can't make their mind up for them. Let me get my page notes. Consistency. Everyone here's consistency. And I guess consistency when you're building team is, you know, consistency in building your own business is important. You know, you want to have those conversations every day. So if you blow fire around my room, you want to you know, build your own business every day. But I think consistency with your team as well. Like if you're having a shit day, and a team reaches out to you and they need help, then you know, it's like, I mean, if you want to build your team up so that you're not having to hold their hand. But I found as well, like there's some days I just don't want to talk to anyone, you know, but if my team needed me, I had, you know, in their early stages or whatever, I made sure I was there to help them. So it's definitely consistency in that, you know, you don't summon someone up and then forget about them and they feel like they're flailing around not knowing what to do. So that was it. I made sure that, especially building up to DVF for one, and even to SDVF, I made sure that I was available to them when they needed me. And then obviously once they hit SDVF, they're a bit more independent and they can go off on their own. Oh, and that was the other thing. When you love your team where you're at, I guess I try and have conversations with my team and I ask them their goals. That way, you know, you're not going to push them to a place where they don't want to go. So, you know, when they hit one of their goals, I'm like, okay, wait, do you want to go for the next promotion? Where do you want to go to next? So I'm always kind of asking them. So that way I know which direction to head with them as well. Having proper conversations with people. This has been the game changer for me in the last few months is, you know, we connect over social media all the time. But I have made it my mission every time I connect with someone and they say to me, okay, I'm interested in the business or I want to hear more. I don't even text them back any information about the business. I'm like, okay, when can you chat? When can you see me? Like, you know, I meet face to face with them or I make an effort to chat to them on the phone, even if they haven't seen a starter guide or anything. I just want to get to know them, really. I want to know if they're going to be a fit in my business, if this business is going to be for them. So that's been like one of the big game changers for me is making that effort to have a conversation with someone. I used to be petrified of talking on the phone and it's had to be something that I've had to get over to do this. So, you know, I wouldn't know a person from a bar of soap and I'd get their phone number and have a chat with them for an hour on the phone. And then instantly you have that connection with them and they want to know more about the business because they've seen it light up in you. So definitely take it off social media, have those conversations. If you can meet up with them in person, even better, but over the phone. And then if they want to know more, you know, from that conversation, I would send them a bit more of a business link or the starter guide, and then we'd have another follow-up conversation in a few days. So definitely having proper conversations. I think we do tend to forget about how important that is, connecting with people. Having confidence in yourself. I've done a lot of personal development. I've done a lot of personal development this year. I used to think it was really airy-fairy. I hated personal development, to be honest. I was like, I don't need that stuff. But definitely this year has been a big year of personal development for me. And I think the one big thing that's made a difference in my business is I have confidence in that I have something to offer people. I believe in myself finally. And, you know, I think, I'm trying to think, it must be Eric Warren, he talks about posture. Posture when you ask people things. So you're asking them about the product or you're asking them about the business. Have confidence in yourself that you have something to offer them. If you don't think you've got something to offer, then they won't see that you have something to offer. So, it's an amazing business opportunity. You don't say business opportunity to people because they get scared away, but you have something amazing to offer someone, especially once you figure out what they need in their life, whether it be financially or health-wise. I think if you go, not up yourself, but if you go into the conversation knowing that you have something amazing to offer someone, then they can feel that in you, and they end up saying thank you to you for that, rather than you saying thank you to them for being one of your customers, or saying thank you to them to join your team. They end up saying thank you back to you because you've done something pretty amazing for them. So I think that's definitely one thing that is important in this business, is to have that confidence that you know what you're doing, that you have something amazing there, and people will sense that. Does that make sense? Don't beg, in other words. You don't want to beg at people, because then you come across needy, and people get turned away from that. So you just want to come across with that confidence in it. No, you don't need to tell me something. I'm finished. Okay, you finished your dinner. Off you go. I know. Sorry, school holidays. Did I mention that? What am I? Let me have a look. Oh, okay. One of the challenges I've had in building team is, or even now, I have to say, is making the what's the word I'm thinking? Like being more conscious of not telling my team what to do. And I'm really sorry for any team on here that I've done that to. I I'm not a bossy person, not really. I'm not controlling, but I think it's when you have that vision for someone and you just want to tell them everything, and I think you have to try and let them think for themselves. Evie, out you go, please. Out you go, please. Evie. Sorry. What was I saying? Yeah, so you don't want to, I know I hate being told what to do, and the part of the reason why we love this business is because we don't have a boss, so we don't want to be told what to do. And I have to catch myself a lot. I try and suggest things without that insinuation that I'm telling you what to do. So I don't know if anyone else does that at all, but that's one thing I have to try and catch myself on all the time, is that I don't want to be that person that tells my team what to do. I can control freak. So I want to feel confident that they know the track that they're on, and I want to guide them the right way. Obviously, you don't want to just give them a free run, but have the confidence that they know what they're doing. They have a brain, they have common sense, and they'll work it out. It might be good for them to actually work it out. So rather than you telling them what to do all the time. And lastly, is the one thing that I love most about this business is gratitude. And me and Kim did a bit of training mindset. Thanks, Chelsea. My God, so good. Glad you don't think I'm telling you what to do. Gratitude. So I guess the one thing that I've learned to do in this business is to be grateful for every part of it. Be grateful for the challenges. They teach you something along the way. And the best thing I heard, I think it was Shani Peach talking about it in her NMD thing, was that the reason why you didn't get to your promotion, or the reason why it's taking so long, is because you're not ready to get there. You need to have a lot of growth in you before you get there, and there's something stopping you from getting that promotion, and you need to grow into it. So gratitude for the challenges in this business, and gratitude for being grateful for your team, being grateful for your customers. They make your business what it is. So I've started writing a gratitude journal every morning and evening, and it has been like a real good mindset thing for me, is to show that gratitude in your life for what you have built underneath you. So yeah, that was it. Did you have any questions, Kim? Was that okay?
That was perfect. That was amazing. Guys, did you love that? I've just popped it on gallery view so we can all see everyone. Everyone loved that. I love, Amber, I love when you share, because you're just so to the point. Like, you don't need to wishy-washy it. You're just like, this is it. This is what I'm sharing. This is what's worked for me. Does anyone have I love it. Does anyone have any questions, any specific questions? This is your chance now to make the most of it. I know some of you on here are brand new, so just absorb what you can. And while you guys are typing, type it in the chat if you have any questions for Amber. Like, honestly, I talk to Amber every day. I'm like, what are you doing? Tell me what you're doing. Like, teach me what you're doing. Because I want to be growing as fast as you're growing. This is amazing. But whilst everyone, if we do have questions, I thought I'll elaborate a little bit because you've inspired a lot of things in me just then, if that's okay with you. And, here we go. I'll just read out what Michelle's saying. I have so many conversations with people interested in the business, but just can't get them across the line. What do you do or say to close the deal? Good question, Michelle.
I think it does vary with each individual. Like, I know a lot of people ask me, what questions do I ask people? And to be honest, I don't have a set amount of questions, a set idea of questions. I just make sure I listen and really look at their life and then ask them questions to try and pry more out of that. But closing the deal on a business thing, I guess it really depends on if it's financial. I guess if it's a financial reason I've asked them about the business, I will take it back to why they wanted to start the products initially. So like if it's saying, oh, I really can't afford the products, and then we go into the business, I'm like, well, how bad do you want the extra energy, or how bad do you want to help your mom, or, you know, like all that sort of thing. So I close the deal on product stuff like that. And I also, like the last lady that I got into the business, so for instance, she had, what did she have? She had a premium, she had shakes and omegas. And so I spent the time working out exactly how much money she was going to save by doing the business. So yes, she had to fork out an initial cost, but once I'd make sure that she got, excuse me guys, can you get out of here please? Out of here please. Out of here, everyone can hear you. Out of here please. Sorry, I just found a little pile of Christmas presents that Nana left them. How lucky him. God. So what was I saying? Yeah, so I worked out exactly how much it was going to cost her up front. And can you see that fly? That's horrible. And then I worked out how much she was going to save. So that is for the product side of things. I talk about how much money you'll save and all that stuff. But I don't know, like, I'm trying to think what I do to close the deal with. To be honest, it's a lot of conversation. So there's a lady that I'm talking to in New Zealand at the moment, and I've had 5 conversations on the phone with her, and she still hasn't signed up. But last week she messaged me to say, call me at the end of this week, I'm going to sign up. But it takes a long time. Like a lot of people, some teams are quite quick, some take a long time. And it's just getting to know them and yeah, I don't know, like I guess it's really different. Sorry, Michelle, I'm not really helpful. Crossing the line is, yeah, I'm not really sure. Can you guys be quiet, please? I am on training. Out you go, please. Quick before Mum gets angry.
I'm gonna meet. Are you done, Amber, with that question? I'm just muting Amber. Oh my God, this is so good. How good is this business? You can do it while you're being a mum. It's fantastic. I feel like she really answered that question. Michelle, did you get a lot out of that? I guess I would love to add on if that's okay. What I find is, sorry, Amber totally just took over. And I find the best thing is to ask, like, when would you like to make this happen? And I'm going to use my beautiful new friend, Demi or Demelza. She's on the call. She hasn't even signed up to the business yet because it's not the right time yet. We're waiting for the right time. But I've always asked Dem. I've shared it with her. I've shown her that she's watched videos. I've explained. We've seen how it's going to work for her. And I was like, okay, babe, when are you ready? There's no point me trying to push her to, okay, you got to do it now, because then if they're not ready to do it, they're not going to get anywhere. And then say if I made Demi sign up now and she doesn't hit her promotion, she's going to feel like shit because she missed her promotion. So it's having the patience. And I even cringe when I say that because I don't even think I still have learned patience in this business yet. But instead of asking, do you want to do this? It's when would you like to do this? Or when's a good time? Or when can we chat next? Or what are you thinking? Because they can say, and like, when I say things like, when are you ready? Or are you still considering this? Like, you kind of want to get that yes and no clarity. So you can be like, okay, well, I'll chat to you in 2 days. And you set that time. It's kind of like the follow-up with sharing the product. You know how the follow-up system that Eric Worre does through the GoPro training. Same thing with the business, really. The next time you talk to them, cool, when can we chat next? What new questions do you have? Or another good one is, do you need any more information to make your decision? Or what information, what else do you need to know so we can get this going for you? Because if they come back and say, oh, no, I don't need to know anything more, cool, when you're ready to get going. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're giving them every option to have a reason to not sign up yet, but if they give you no reason to not sign up yet, it's like, cool, when can we make this happen? Do you actually want to do this? So I hope that helps as well. Does anyone else have any questions for Amber? But it's all, have you noticed that everything we learn from everyone who shares in this, it's very similar information. And at the end of the day, the reason, I love what you said about how Shani talks about this. If you haven't hit your promotion yet, it's because you haven't grown into that position. You're not going to grow into it overnight. You're not just going to wake up and be an NMD. You've got to do the work and you've got to put in the time. And it's looking in the mirror. It's you waking up every day. When you go into the mirror, you go into the toilet, you wash your hands, you're looking at yourself in the mirror, right? No matter how crazy your hair is and how slanty your eyes are because you can't even open them yet because you're so tired, look at yourself in the mirror. That's me when I wake up, my hair's like this and I'm like, oh, so tired, can't wake up. And I look in, okay, what am I going to commit to myself today? You know, how far do I actually want to take this? How much effort am I going to put in? Because I have watched, and if you can learn anything from Amber, and I'm using Amber as an incredible example because she signed up like March time last year, and for the whole year, yeah, she hit her SDVF just, right? And I'll say this, Amber loves me, I know this. Amber had every excuse under the sun and nothing ever grew in her business. But we loved her where she was at. She did always say, why is my business not growing? I really want this. She was wanting, wishing, and hoping. But she wasn't actually prepared to put the extra effort in. She wasn't actually working hard for herself. Do you know what I mean? And then it hit Christmas and she had enough. She couldn't tolerate it anymore. She's like, I'm in this business. I can see the opportunity. It is amazing. What do I, like, she came to me. She's like, what do I need to do to make this change? Like, I'm sick of it being the same, and I want it. I'm hungry. And that's when she made the difference. She's like, okay, I'm going to commit to myself. So if you can leave tonight from tonight's training with anything, it's, you know, how much are you prepared to commit to yourself? There's no right or wrong answer. What I want to commit to myself is going to be different to what you want to commit to yourself. But whatever you choose to commit to yourself is what's going to determine what you create over the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, which is totally cool. Like, we have that power to do that. Like, how much are you willing to get uncomfortable? You know, Amber said, I hated having to talk to people on the phone. Guys, can I tell you right now, I hated that too. It is the best thing ever. I hate having to type up essays and explain stuff to people. It is so much easier to be like, hey, let's do a quick chat. Let's do a video call. Let's meet up. Yes, it might take more time, but you're investing that time and you're building a relationship. And this is something else that's just reminded me of what I wanted to say. And I actually learned this from Shannon because I was like, what are you doing? Tell me what you're doing. You're growing so fast and I love everything you're about. And she's like, I just genuinely become friends with people. And if I'm so honest with you guys, there was a moment in my business, kind of about a year ago, where I got so hungry to build business, I forgot to make friends. Does that make sense? Like, I genuinely forgot to make friends. It was all business. And that's in one of my top values, is it's all about the business. If I do business every day, I feel good. But I wasn't doing it the right way. I was making it all about me and what I could do rather than actually having relationships and actually creating friendships. And I took a step back and I started to build the friendship. And then what happens is when you build the friendship, people want to know what you do. When you're going for the friendship first, it takes more time. And you just have to invest that in yourself if you want to grow your business at a faster rate. If you're happy with what you're doing, fantastic. Keep it up. So, yeah, Michelle, I've made some of the best friends in the past 9 months. Yeah, you have. I love it. Yeah, conference. You've got to come to conference in Melbourne next year, guys. You've got to put that in your diary. We have the best time. I see everyone who's already been to a conference is like, yes. It's like the party season of the year. It's like the only job you can do where you can go to a conference, pretty much get paid to get drunk for 3 days. Probably shouldn't say that on the recording. It's so true, right? Amber, we've got 6 minutes. Is there anything you'd love to add on that may have come into your brain now that you've stopped?
No.
I
think I covered everything. Straightforward, like you say. But no, I think it's but yeah, no, like, I agree with you when you're answering Michelle's question. It's just about patience, and I think when you put that pressure on building a team member quick too, like it's just never going to happen because you've got that pressure there. And like I say, if you make more conversations more regularly, then you're not putting so much pressure on that one person to sign up there and then because you've got conversations happening. And I have to say that's the one thing I say to myself every single day is conversation, just that word. And it just reminds me of what I need to be doing for that day. Like, you know, follow-ups obviously, but conversation. And I'm trying to think, it's even Eric Warre training, but I think it might have been Jo Ross when she did that training on Hunters and Gatherers a few weeks ago. She had some really good verbiage on how to talk to people that you hadn't spoken to for a long time. And, you know, it's literally like, hey, how you going? And then when they answer, you go, oh, I'm so glad that you connected. And then you actually, like, you know, present that, I'm building my, I've got something really exciting going on at the moment and stuff like that. But I think she was the one that said that she used to, like, there's two different ways, like Kim said, build relationships. And I love doing that too. Like a lot of the good team that I've got is through very many conversations. But when you're doing conversations, like just reaching out to random people on Facebook, they said to not wait to the sixth conversation to mention what you wanted. Like she said, second conversation, go, look, I've got this amazing product, I thought of you, blah blah blah. And she said, just get it out the way. Like people aren't stupid. Like they kind of know the reason why you've connected with them. Like if it's like someone out of a group that you don't even really know, or whatever. But yeah, that Jo Ross training on the must be Hunters and Gatherers was really good for that one. So does that make sense?
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm pretty sure I reposted it into In Coconuts, guys. It should be up.
Yeah.
Just scroll.
Yeah.
Search Jo Ross. I should have reposted it. Otherwise, yeah, if you search Hunters and Gatherers on YouTube, it'll be up there as well. But I love it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, awesome, guys. 3 minutes to go. I think it'll cut us out very soon. So I feel really croaky. Thank you so much, Amber, and honestly, a massive, massive congratulations on your promotion. The promotions are there. I love this is what Naomi says. You are guaranteed your promotion. You just have to tick off the requirements. Don't ever compare yourself to how other people are, like how fast or slow other people are going. Just you stay tunnel visioned on your path, right? And start ticking off your requirements. It's there. So, yes. So thank you for jumping on, team. It's so good to see your faces. There will be a new code. As of next week, I'm going to get Naomi to be using her code purely because I'll be in Canada and I'm not going to trust any Wi-Fi I have over there. So at least if we've got a solid code using Naomi, so we'll redo the flyer. And the Starting Strong call is on tonight in an hour or just under an hour. So make sure you are jumping on the other calls tonight because there's lots and lots of goodies and some content and lots of recognition on the Starting Strong call as well. So I think that's all. Yay! Thank you for joining. It's so good to see your faces. Have the best night. Mwah. Love you all. See ya.